Amen. If you prayed with me, contact us. We'd love to hear from you. You can find out how to reach us after the break. Now, stay with us. We have an internationally acclaimed worship leader joining me right here. You don't want to miss it.
For everything that you've done, for all the miracles, for all the signs, we say thank you. Thank you. We say. Thank you, Lord.
This singer-songwriter and instrumentalist is one of a kind. His life mission is to be an example to the younger generation and everyone who he comes in contact with through his music. Chandler Moore, welcome to TPI.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you for joining us. It's great to have you here. I've heard so many things said about you. Most generally, it's preachers that I've heard talk about you, and they talk in terms of you being something of an outlier as far as worship goes. Where did the journey to worship leading start for you?
So my dad's a pastor. I am 24 years old. I was born in church. My dad and my parents were pastoring when I was born. So that comes, my dad's a musician. He played with James Cleveland and Albert Jameson, so a lot of gospel greats. So it started when I was young, just seeing my dad worship. My dad's a hardcore worshiper singer. So around 15, 16, I took my first minister of music job. Very small.
At 15?
Yeah, a very small church. It was God's testing ground for me. Very small church, maybe 15 people a Sunday, but God did some work there. So that's kind of where it started. And at those moments, I could see what God was doing in the realm of worship for me and how safe of a place it was for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So you consider Travis Greene to be something of a mentor, father, and for a number of years you lived with him.
Yeah, so I was with Travis for about 6 years, 7 years.
How did that happen? Did your father throw you out?
Not throw me out. So I went to college. I moved from Charleston, South Carolina to Charlotte, North Carolina for college. And Travis had come to my dad's church before, but we never really connected. But one night I was singing at a church, and Travis just popped up. And after, he was like, yo, come to the house. I want to hang out. And since then, one night he called me. He was like, yo, I want you to come sing with me tonight. Like the night of, I knew no music, I knew nothing. And I just hopped on stage singing. And ever since then, it was maybe around 2013. Wow. Ever since then, he's been he was like a father, a mentor to me, and kind of taught me things. I would travel on the road with him, even before intentional, before he kind of he has taught me a lot, yeah.
So I know that his first concert that he did in London, you were there.
It was crazy.
And I remember the press conference actually being in my office at the radio station.
That's crazy.
The experience, which is said to be the largest gospel music gathering in the world. You've traveled and done that with him. What impact have those experiences had on you and your music?
One, they showed me how big God is. I think sometimes without that exposure, you don't realize, if you're sitting in your house all the time and that's the only time you experience God, that's the type of perspective you'll have of him. But when you get the opportunity and the privilege to travel the world and you see other people in other cultures worship the same God you do in different ways, it exposes and opens you up to just the many realms and the levels of who God is and who God still can be.
Now, you've got recordings yourself.
Yes, sir.
And I know that something, a secret that you're keeping is you want to do 3 live recordings in 3 churches, 1 in London. So we're going to talk about that. But here you are. You've experienced worship in a church of 15 people.
Yes,
you've experienced worship with nearly 1 million people, literally. How do you define good worship?
Man, I think whether you're in a building or a room with 15 or a stadium with 1 million people, I think the measure, if you can measure what good worship is, I think a way to begin, the way to start measuring that is how many people are looking upon Jesus. I think the end result of a worship service or even as a worship leader, my goal as a worship leader is for all attention to be taken off of me, and we get so caught in the
But how do you
image.
know who's looking on Jesus? I mean, because you need them to sing the song. I mean, they could be on their knees, but thinking about the meal at home. They could be crying, but it could be their husband that's put them in the eye.
Understand. That's the part that I think is immeasurable. I think that's the part that we cannot measure, but the Father's satisfaction of a gathering, I think we can. That when we leave, we're gonna be like, okay, the Father was pleased with this, and how he moved, how he was free to show up, how he was free to perform things. I think you can measure, like, okay, something special has happened here.
Right.
Yeah.
So for you, this 3 live recordings that you want to do, one which is in London. Tell us about that. Tell us.
So I'm a big corporate worship guy. I love being in a room, not too many instruments, not too much, production, just kind of stripped down worship, just so we can hear the corporate sound, the voices of the church. So that's the vision that I'm going for. So I love London. I love the UK. I have such a passion. I would move there if my pastor would let me. I would move there tomorrow. I love it there.
Right.
So that's been one of my dreams, to do a recording there. I'm looking at Toronto. I just came from Toronto this weekend, from Canada, in Ottawa, and I feel something in Toronto that kind of pulling me to want to do something there.
Were you with the Campus Rush
Yes,
boys?
those are my brothers. That's fam. It was crazy. What they're building is insane. But I'm looking there, and I'm thinking about just doing one home, either in Atlanta or Charlotte, North Carolina, to just kind of bring it back home.
One of your recordings where you got your friends and brothers together, and I remember you saying that you didn't care whether a record came out of it or not.
Sir.
You just wanted to have. Now, honestly,
yes, sir.
How can you say that? I mean, with all the energy that it takes to pull it together, the resources, and we don't come out with a record. What?
So I think what you're speaking of is Maverick City. So this thing I'm a part of, the seed form of it, the organic even conversations of it. Yo, let's just find an investor, let's get people in a room, and let's see what happens. So my heart behind it is, if we release it, I'm good, because I know the timing of the Lord, and I've trusted his timing for a while as far as releasing music. So some moments I'll be like, okay, it's not time. Okay, we can just release it and see what it does. But the heart behind it is for people to be blessed and for God's name to be glorified. So releasing it, sometimes, you know, the music industry, and you know how labels can come after like they are and stuff like that. And I don't want that to get in the way of my intentions and my motivation for just the authenticity behind what I'm doing and what God's called me to do. So that's really what it is. Like right now we're talking about releasing something else. We're like, we'll see. Let's just feel it out. And I just love I feel like through the videos and through the songs, you can feel how organic it is. Like how it's no hidden motives, no hidden desires, like somebody's trying to get on top, and like it's just no competition. We just hanging.
And finally, what is your song at the moment, the song that's carrying you through, and why?
My song at the moment that's carrying through. So I have an unreleased song that I think we're about to release with Maverick City called Refiner. And this is the first time I'm actually talking about it. It's with Stephanie Gretzinger. And me and Stephanie, she's like a mom to me. We recorded this song Refiner that I wrote in June. I wrote it originally for my church conference called Fire Conference, but not realizing that it would become the story of my life. So it's called Refiner because there's a line in there that says, you're the fire, a refiner, and I want to be consumed. The chorus is, I want to be tried by fire, purified. You take whatever you desire. Lord, here's my life. And I'm in a moment, I was talking to some of the crew in the back, and since March, my birthday this year, God has been dealing with me about what my private time looks like and what my devotion life looks like. And I'm at such a place to where I've been in church my whole life, but I'm just going through a re-cleansing and a refining. Like it sucks, and it's like, this stings and this may burn. It's a little hot, but I believe that if you want to allow God to put you in heated situations, you'll never see the purest of what's inside of you come out. Yeah, so that's my season song.
Chandler, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, man.
We'll be right back after this. Your Turning Point experience doesn't have to end when the program is over. Follow us on your favorite social media. Welcome back. We've reached the end of the program. Please head to Facebook to get exclusive behind-the-scenes interview with Chandler Moore. I pray you're recharged, refreshed, and strengthened for the days and challenges ahead. Remember, the I Am is just a prayer away. We leave you with music from Chandler Moore's latest video, Most Beautiful. We'll see you right here again on TPI. Have a great day, and God bless you.
Let's lift it up. Dearest Father, closest friend, you are most beautiful. Dearest Father, I found you to be my closest friend. You are most beautiful. You are, dearest Father, you're my closest friend. Most beautiful. Sing it loud, church, say, there are no words, there's nothing left. My love sings to you. Sing it loud, say, there are nothing left. It's your love. Oh, somebody say it out. There are no words to describe your goodness and your love. So love, say, we say. Forever, from my heart, from my soul, we say.